Hi, I'm Bryan Barnes with Bryan and Torah.
And I'm Karla Barnes. I just wanted to thank you guys for joining us. We just wanted to share a little bit about what this year is going to look like for GIT. It's the Shmita Year, and things look a lot different than normal, so Bryan's going to share with you a little bit what to expect.
Yeah, and she's right. So it is a little bit different this year. Every 7 years you get an opportunity to let the land rest. It's in Deuteronomy and Leviticus and Exodus about the land needs to have a Sabbath. And that year, every 7th year, is also called a Shmita, which means the year of release, where debts get canceled and things like that. So it's a very unique year for Bryan and Torah because that's what we do. We farm and we teach people how to farm and teach young people how to farm. And of course, we do a lot of things in addition to farming, like focus on spiritual growth. That's one of the main things we do here at GIT. But that's going to continue to happen, of course. But the Sabbath rest brings some other ideas into play. Just like we get a Sabbath rest every single week. One day a week we get a Sabbath rest. Well, so our land gets a Sabbath rest every 7 years. And I think it's just interesting how the Father puts that into place. And so for me, it automatically makes me think, well, what does the land need during this Sabbath rest compared to what do we as humans need during our weekly Sabbath rest? And so a lot of those correspond with each other, and and so I just want to explore that real quick with you. It's going to be a real short video. Sweetheart, what are some of the things that you enjoy about your Sabbath?
Well, a much slower pace, first of all. Just getting extra rest and spending more time in the Word, and just sharing that with others, and just learning from each other, and just spending more time in worship, and just more time in of fellowship with the Father.
Well, that's actually a mouthful. I remember the first thing she said, which was just slower pace.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing for the soil. We're giving the soil a break. We're not making it produce something. So, during most of the year, the land has to produce what we want. And now we're just saying, produce what you want all by yourself without having to meet goals or meet, quotas or you just let you be you. And so I picture that with, us sitting around the house and just doing what we want on Shabbat, whether it's reading the Word, studying more. And, the other thing that's really neat about that is comparing the soil to our lives, I think is really important. In fact, it's very literal, because when God made Adam, where did he get the stuff to make him with? From the dust of the earth, the soil. He brought the soil together. And so it's just completely tied together, the Sabbath for humans and the Sabbath for the soil. And so, like she said, worshiping or studying the Word. Studying the Word is putting back into our own soil what we need to produce once the first day of the week and the rest of the 6 days, come along. So this year at GIT, we're really going to focus on the soil, making sure it has what it needs. Yeah, in our own hearts, but out there in the field as well. So we're going to be doing that. We're going to be really learning the basics and the nuts and the bolts of producing. Every Sabbath we study because we want to learn how to be as productive for the kingdom of God as we can. So we're going to do that the same thing with the soil out there. We're going to learn how to make it as productive as possible. And we're going to build infrastructure. On the Sabbath, we might be studying and say, hey, look, we need to take this out of our lives. Or we might need to say, we want to put this into our lives. We want to build something there. So infrastructure. We're going to be focusing a lot on infrastructure for the farming, for the property, for everything we do. So there's all kinds of projects we're going to do this year. There's all kinds of soil building and infrastructure for future gardening, all those types of things. So if you are a young person, you're thinking, oh my gosh, I'm wanting to go to Growing in Torah, but I want to hold off until they're growing stuff. First of all, Growing in Torah is a 2-year program. So I think this is the perfect year to come. Get those basics in and get that firm foundation in. And then come back next year and put it into practice. And very excited about this year. Are you looking forward to it?
I am.
Yeah.
Yes, like we said, it will look a lot different than our normal GIT season, but there's a lot to learn, a lot to do together, and the Father always amazes us with the opportunities that He gives us that we haven't even thought about.
Yeah.
Because He's all into rejuvenation
Yeah.
for us and for the land, and He leads us and guides us to see what that looks like. So.
Yeah, it is going to be very exciting. I am looking forward to a little bit more laid back. We just have more opportunity for different things, because when things start going, you got to pick. I mean, it's just not going to stay out there. So there is a lot of opportunity. Very excited about it. So go to growingintorah.com and click on, I think it's Get Involved, and it's Become a Student, and request an application. And you don't have that much longer. So we will close registration or close accepting applications at the end of January, so we can be ready to go. So yeah, let's get it done, and love to see you next year. And I guess that's it, huh?
Yeah, come join us.
Yeah, all right. See you next time.